Color swatch filters are an important way that customers search for products on your Shopify store. Let's review Shopify's new visual filters for images and colors. To use the new filters, you'll need the Shopify Search and Discovery app installed in your store. If you don't already have the app installed, head over to the Shopify App Store and install it from there. Next, make sure you're using the latest version of your Shopify theme. In our demo store, we're using the Dawn theme. If you review the changelog for the Dawn theme, you can see that version 12 introduces these new visual filters as part of the upgrade. If you plan on utilizing the new filters, make sure you have the latest version of Dawn installed in your Shopify store. The new visual filters use Shopify's Metaobjects to assign and store the color information. So we'll need to create a new Metaobject to save our data. Let's do that now. If you need help with Metaobjects, see our previous video to better understand how these work. For this video, we'll make a new definition for the color swatch. We'll create a basic object with two fields. The first one is a text field where you'll enter the name of the color as it will show on the front end of your store. Next, let's add a color field to the Metaobject. This will let you choose a single color value from the native color picker in Shopify. This color will show up as the swatch within the filter on your collection page. Once you've added these two fields to your Metaobject, you can save it within your definitions. The next step will be using the Metaobject within the Metafields on your products and variants. We want to use our new visual filter for each product variant, so we must assign the Metaobject to the variant Metafield. This will allow us to assign this object to any variant within our Shopify store. So let's go to the custom data settings and create a new variant Metafield that uses the Metaobject for the swatch details. We'll assign the Swatches Metaobject to our new Metafield. This way, we can assign the Metaobject to any variant using the newly created Metafield. Now that we've created the Metaobject and the Metafields to store the swatch data, we can start assigning values to our Shopify products. Click on any product in your store and scroll down to the Metafields. You'll see the new color swatch section that we just created. When you click on the swatch Metafield, you'll see the option to create a new entry. Click on this option to enter the color details for this variant. You'll see the two fields that you created within your Metaobject. You can enter the name of the color and assign a value from the color picker. Pick a name and color that match the details of your variant. In our case, we have a black shirt, so we'll pick that color. Let's choose another item with the same color. We can select the same entry that we just created. This will then group all of the products with the same color value to use the same swatch when filtering on the front end. Let's use the same black entry for all of the different items in our store. We'll repeat this for every product. For any item that has a different color value, you can simply create a new entry and match the colors for that particular variant. In this case, let's create a blue value that matches the color of the shirt. We enter the name and select a matching value from the color picker. When we're done, we hit save. Once we save the entry, the color is assigned to this variant. We can reuse the same swatch or pick a new product and assign the corresponding values. We've created the required Metaobject and Metafield and then assigned entries to each of the product variants. So now we have to configure the visual filter to use these assigned values. We'll do this using the Shopify Search and Discovery app. Click on the app and choose the Filters option from the menu. To use the new visual filters, we must add a new one and then select the Metafield that we just created. The source field will let you select the variant Metafield from the list. You should see the color swatch within this list. Select this option and then choose the swatch display type. This is the new visual filter option. When you select this, Shopify lets you assign the values from the Metaobject to the front-end display. There is a field for the name and the color. Simply select the corresponding field from your meta object. Once you do this, you should see the color values displayed below the filter. These are the colors that you should expect to see on the front end of your store. Let's go to our Shopify store and see how this looks. When a customer visits the collection page and wants to filter items, they will now see a new color swatch option. Clicking on this filter will bring up the color entries that we've already created and assigned to the products. We can click on these to test the filter. Clicking on multiple colors will add these to the selection and display the full group. So now that we have a basic color filter, what if we wanted to utilize images for a more advanced color or pattern selection? Let's try a more advanced filter that uses images to display a pattern filter and colors. We'll create a new meta object and call it Fabric Swatches. Just like before, we'll add a name and color field. This time, however, let's also add a file type. This will hold the image value for the fabric swatches. The image field will let you upload an image that will be displayed on the front end of your store within the filter selection. This is a great option if you have a unique color pattern or fabric or material types that you want to incorporate into your filter. You'll still want to add a color field and use this as a backup for the filter in case there's a problem with the image. We'll explain this more later in the video when we create the filter within the app. We should now have a total of 3 fields for this new meta object. Just like before, you'll need to create a new Metafield for the fabric meta object. We do this within the custom data settings. Let's assign the Metafield to the variants. We'll run through this quickly. Now that we have the new fabric Metafield, we can start assigning values to the variants. In this case, we want to show the fabric type for these pair of pants. Select the corresponding product where you want to filter using this fabric swatch. Clicking on this meta field will bring up the meta object that we previously created. Use this to upload an image of the fabric swatch that you want to assign to the pants. Since these are corduroy pants, we'll select a swatch that matches the color and fabric. We can now complete the entry by selecting a color to use as the preview or backup. Select a color that matches the same pants. Click Save when you're done. We've now assigned the corduroy fabric swatch to these pants. We can repeat this process for the other fabrics or materials for each of the different products. So now, let's create an entry for our red velvet pants. Once again, we enter the name and upload an image for the swatch. We choose a color preview and save the meta field. We now have the red velvet fabric swatch assigned to this particular variant. We'll repeat this process one more time for the khaki pants. We'll go through this quickly. So now we return to our Search and Discovery app and create a new entry for the fabric swatches. We start by selecting fabric swatches as the meta object source. Then we select swatch as the display type. This time, you'll see that Shopify has detected the image field and is using it as the visual display for the filter. The value from the color picker is used as a preview backup in case the image doesn't load or if it's removed. This will ensure that your filters are always in proper working order. You should see all the images listed as values for this filter. We can now go to the front end of our store and use the new fabric filter. When we visit our collection page, we can see the previous color filter. If we reload the page, our new fabric filter will display alongside the other choices. Now when we click on this selection, our images are used to display the selections. Just like before, when you click on a swatch, the page filters for only those matching values. You can choose other colors to add to your selection. Depending on your theme, you can customize the size and the look of your swatches. This will allow you to show more detailed swatches or other customizations. So now you should see how easy it is to create custom color filters or custom material and fabric swatches. The new Shopify visual filters are a great way to give your customers more options when searching for products on your store. Customers love colors, and this is an easy way to give them what they want.